Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems to be heading again to the 50% retracement level, and it seems like that we're still working on this third wave here to the downside. So probably haven't started wave 4 yet. Nevertheless, resistance for continuation to the downside is 29,370, which means we really need to see a follow through above that level, or well, we need to see an impulsive move above that level to indicate that a low is in at this stage. That would be the first, an early and strong indication at least that a low is in. If an impulsive break above 29,370 occurs. At the moment, the price is coming down further, not with any surprise. We were still waiting for lower. However, at any point, this kind of wave 4 correction could start with the wave 5 to the downside. I have to say, sometimes when we get these quite aggressive sell-offs, these flushes, you could say, we don't get a completed 5-wave pattern. Then, in that case, Bitcoin would have done a WXY structure instead of an ABC. Happens often with Bitcoin, but not often enough to make it like the primary scenario. You cannot predict this if it's going to be a WXY or an ABC. You will know it when price rallies impulsively above resistance, which I have already stated. This resistance level will move with the price. So when you always want to get if you always want to get the most accurate and updated one, check out our gold membership. And also as channel member, you can get access to the TradingView live charts. I guess quite valuable in a time like that. But this will move with the price lower. Yeah, as the price goes lower, resistance will move with the price, and then also the threshold level to the upside will shift a little bit. But anyway, you cannot really distinguish these until you have the break to the upside. So what you cannot predict, you can then manage with tactics. So for example, scaling into a support zone is one of these tactical measures or activities, okay? But obviously still being very mindful of the risk, because essentially you're catching the falling knife, but you're not just doing it blindly, you're doing it using the Fibonacci levels and the Elliott Wave count. Also, we are getting into interesting territory when we talk about the RSI. So in summary, lower prices still expected. At some point, a fourth wave and a fifth wave expected. They don't need to happen. So I'm very, very much aware of the situation that we could get a turnaround earlier than expected. And again, I say it every time when we get into these trend reversal areas. We had it here, we had it here. If you're waiting for the absolute lowest price, you'll probably not get it. I mean, I can't tell you to buy, that's up to you. I can only point out the levels where price should turn around. And I know that when price turns around, it happens quickly. I did say it here as well. I said, look, when the turnaround happens here, it will happen very, very quickly. And a lot of people are only going to wake up when it's already moved. And then it's going to consolidate again, right? And that's always the same thing. But now the good news is Bitcoin has made a new low. We wanted to see that. It's exactly where we wanted. All that needs to happen now is that the bulls turn up. Really. That was the situation here as well. I remember when I said exactly the same thing back in June. All that needs to happen now is for the bulls to turn up. And they turned up. And interestingly, in addition to the wave count, obviously you can see we still have a lot of space. Bitcoin could theoretically drop another 8% roughly without making this scenario unlikely. Okay, it's a lot for Bitcoin. By that time, I would think the RSI on the daily is very much oversold. It already now is getting into the region where I want it. On the 4-hour chart, it's already significantly oversold. Significantly. Here, last time we had it was in March. We all know what happened after March. It was a pretty cool value. So we come into similar territory. The daily RSI, however, still has a bit of space, but it's getting there. It's now already at 33. That's pretty cool. That is lower than it was in June. So what we essentially want is for the RSI to come down on the daily, ideally lower than June. That's amazing. But the price to be higher. That's exactly what we have. And that's an amazing situation. That's actually a very, very bullish signal. Now, I always have to point out, now I'm not going, I can't give you a guarantee price will turn around here, but reward and risk are favorable. I do expect a turnaround in this area, and the indicators are all positive, the ones that I use at least. Now, it could still mean that it breaks, and that's what it is. Then we will have to activate the alternative bullish scenario, but I'm not going to do that before we break below the 78.6 FIB level. Then we have to look for the alternative bullish case, which will just reset this wave 2, meaning that this wave 2 in June never finished. Then we would have had a high B wave, A wave down, high B wave, and the C wave down. But what would be a B wave was actually a 5-wave move, so it's not so likely that it's a B wave. So it's all coming together. It's looking pretty good. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.